Hello, soulpreneurs, entrepreneurs, and sacred creators. My name is Chris Ann, and I am a brand strategist. I call myself a brand catcher and a dream builder, and I work with spiritual entrepreneurs to build their conscious businesses or to really flesh out the ideas of their big sacred dream and then build it. There are so many different ways to look at what a spiritual business is or what a sacred business is, and it seems to me that everyone has their own idea of what this really means. So I thought it would make sense to define what I mean by it. That way you would know if we are a good match to work together. Now, I think a sacred business is very different than a sustainable business or a good business. Let's start with what a good business is. A good business incorporates the 3 P's: people, profit, and planet, and each one of those P's has equal importance. So people, profit, and planet are of equal importance. It's not like the traditional corporation where the profit is the most important thing and then the people may have to be sort of, we're not going to worry about what happens to the people. In a sacred business, the word sacred to me means that it has something holy or divine or something that feels divinely guided, divinely inspired, and there is an aspect of the spiritual. This doesn't mean that you need to have a spiritual business, but it means that that people part of those 3 P's becomes even more important because the business in some way is helping to evolve human nature or evolve human happiness. In my mind, business is a vehicle for spiritual growth, and business allows us to find our own and define our own type of happiness. And happiness is it's such an important part of it to me. Being happy in your business is more important than any of the other pieces. When you are doing sacred work, because there's a lot of socially focused businesses where people become the main thing, but the entrepreneur themselves is very burnt out and very unhappy or feeling very unfulfilled, or even worse, they've put themselves in the place of the martyr and it has become so difficult and unsustainable for them because they don't have the energy to keep moving forwards because they've given so much of themselves in a way that's unhealthy. So that healthy piece is really a part of what a sacred business means to me. Now, sacred business, if you are a conscious entrepreneur, we have this sort of idea that people are going through an awakening period or that the planet is shifting or evolving so quickly. This touches every single aspect of business. It touches the mindset, where we have very evolved people working towards enlightenment. There's very healthy mindsets, there's intention setting, there's manifestation involved in the mindset piece. It touches the relationships in the business, so the relationships that you have with your clients, the relationships that you have with your employees, and the relationship that you have with yourself. These are all top of mind and extremely important to foster this in a healthy way. It touches your offerings, how we package our services for this new spiritually minded audience, how we price for them, and how authentic and honest we are in our marketing. So the offerings piece, pre-turn of the millennium, we had a lot of marketing companies working on selling people stuff that they didn't need and selling based on their fears, on their insecurities. And so for me, this marketing ethos shifts dramatically in sacred business, where you are selling people products that will make their lives better. You are selling a service that makes them more complete, that helps them, and that there's compassionate, mindful marketing happening that isn't a lie, that isn't authentic, and that isn't looking for their pain points and exploiting people's insecurities in order to make a sale. It is more aligned with, there's an integrity in a sacred business that didn't have to be there in a more traditional or conventional business. Time expectations may also be shifted. For me, I take the weekends off, and all of my employees or my contractors or anyone that I work with They all know that if I send an email on a Friday, and if I do the rare thing and send an email on a Saturday, I do not expect an answer until Monday, because the weekends are their time and weekends are my time. And so having that expectation set in place where, you know what, we have a life beyond this. We may be building something very beautiful, but I want people's happiness to be, I want to help them to find their happiness if they're somehow involved in my sacred business. Because burnout is very real, and burnout can derail so many beautiful ideas and beautiful businesses. I have seen it so many times as I've worked for the last 13 years with different entrepreneurs. So it touches time expectations. This new way of doing business also touches how I source stuff. And for a lot of businesses, this means their supply chain. It may mean looking for more sustainable methods, local work, or finding the right balance, because sometimes it's not possible or feasible to do everything local and to source everything, from the local cedar that's from your backyard. But there are ways to put money back into our natural resources. A lot of companies do something called 1% for the planet, or they look for sustainably forested papers, or they're using soy inks instead of traditional petroleum-based inks. Like, there's all different ways that you can, in your marketing, bring in some better choices and still market really well. So I think that's a good overview. We're at about 6 minutes, so that's probably, I've reached my max time. That is what a sacred business is to me, and I would love to help guide you and help you to build your sacred business.